Hello, Icequeen Ninja here with an all-new episode of Total Drama's Top Competitor. It might not be new when you first see it, but it's new at the time of release. Last time we said goodbye to Courtney and started keeping track of all the positive votes and which users cast those votes. Nothing else newsworthy happened in the interim, so let's go over the negative votes and see who's getting eliminated today. This time, Dave, Spud, Tammy, Josie, or Jose as some people may call her, Harold, Topher, Zoe, and Taylor all received votes against them for a grand total of 8 contestants, or should I say 7. Now you might be wondering what the heck I'm talking about. Well, allow me to explain. Harold had only 1 vote against him courtesy of Declan Carey, but Harold also received 2 positive votes to save him, courtesy of both Chris Mongo-Joba and Gavin, which means that Declan Carey's vote meant to eliminate Harold is automatically nullified by one of those 2 positive votes. In this case, it's going to be Gavin. Sorry about that, Declan. It was a valiant effort, but rules are rules. You can try again in this episode, but remember, Chris Mongo-Joba still has his positive vote for Harold, so if I were you, I'd wait a while before I try and vote Harold off again. Oh, and don't forget about Mongo-Joba's and Chris's votes just yet. Those comments also included a negative vote from each of them, so you'll be seeing them again real soon, and not just when we discuss all those positive votes we have. And now that Taylor's in the empty spot that once occupied Harold, let's go over the rest of the negative votes and see who's getting eliminated. Topher had only 1 vote against him, courtesy of Sweet Naomi 327. And given her previous history, I'm surprised she didn't vote for Amy again. Dave had a whopping 4 votes against him. And if you paid close attention to those positive votes Harold received, Chris Mongo-Joba's positive vote for Harold also included a negative vote for Dave. Told you those votes would be brought back up again. As for the other 3 votes Dave received, they came from Dreadful Hades Evil's Doing, Mortal Yoshi, and this channel is pretty much dead. Although they should reconsider renaming their channel because they didn't seem dead when they decided to vote off Dave. Terrible joke aside, let's move on to Gavin's negative vote. It was one of the 2 votes Spud received in this episode, for his lack of listening skills. A pretty good reason, but Gavin's vote combined with Steven Solano's vote for Spud, it's not enough to beat the 4 votes Dave has against him, but that was a very nice try. Next up is Josie, or Jose. You know what? I don't care how you pronounce her name. She got only 1 vote from Foxy Fox. Honestly, I'm more surprised that it took this long for Josie to get any votes against her. I mean, her craziness can almost level Izzy's. Or, in Chris Mongo-Joba's case, Dave's. But even though Jose is safe with 1 hate vote against her, there is someone who can rival Dave's 4, and that person is Zoe. Toward the end of the voting period, Zoe also received 4 votes against her, tying her with Dave for the most amount of votes. Personally, I don't understand why Zoe is receiving so much hate, but Under King Gamer, Justin, Young Sissy, and I do not know how to pronounce this guy's name, so I'm just gonna nickname him Snaboopy Pop. If you don't like it, just tell me in the comments below. But they all seem to have it out for Zoe and are the 4 users who voted against her, tying her with Dave. And if you remember from when Justin and Jerry got eliminated in episode 3, if no one else receives 5 votes or higher, then both Dave and Zoe are eliminated. And with Tammy and Taylor the only ones who haven't had their votes revealed yet, it's definitely gonna be a nail-biter. Tammy only had 1 vote against her courtesy of Tomic Striplix Queen, but Taylor had some unusual circumstances regarding the people who voted for her. That's because Total Drama Owen and Noah decided to vote for Taylor right when the voting period ended. But I did say I would end it at midnight Eastern Standard Time and decided to end it at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I decided to say what the heck and count his vote. And I'm really sorry about that, Owen and Noah. I can have a habit of ending things earlier than I say they would. But I intend to fix that in this episode so I don't have anything like this happen again. But besides the vote from Total Drama Owen and Noah, Taylor also received votes from David Reeves and... just kidding! Total Drama Owen and Noah and David Reeves were the only ones who voted for Taylor. Which means that both Dave and Zoe have been eliminated in the second double elimination of the series. Is it just me? Or is it whenever we have a girl eliminated in an episode, there's a double elimination in the next one? Probably just a coincidence, but I'm keeping my eyes on that. Well, we have to fade Dave and Zoe out now, but we're not done yet, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to go over the positive votes to see which votes are still in play, if we received any new positive votes, which positive votes have been used, and which users can no longer cast one. Owen, Dawn, Jasmine, Brick, and Noah still have their positive votes from the last episode, but let's move Brick and Noah up one to make things easier to look at. That's better. As for the contestants who now have positive votes in their favor, in addition to the ones who already had them, they are Harold and Gwen. But of course, you guys already know about Harold from earlier in the video. Now it's time to review the positive votes that have been used and those users who no longer can cast a positive vote. Those positive votes are Webcam Eats' positive vote for Katie, Justin's positive vote for Spud, and Gavin's positive vote for Harold. And of course, there are those positive votes that are still in play. Sweet Naomi 327's positive vote for Jasmine, David Reeves' positive vote for Brick, Mortal Yoshi's positive vote for Owen, Sky Barlat's positive vote for Dawn, and Total Drama Owen and Noah's positive vote for Noah. And of course, there are those new positive votes that are meant to protect Harold. And if you recall from earlier, Harold still has that positive vote in play from Chris Mongo Joba. So even though Gavin's positive vote is no longer in play, Harold still has some protection courtesy of Chris Mongo Joba. That leaves us with Gwen. She has one positive vote courtesy of Declan Carey. He might have failed to eliminate Harold in this episode, but Gwen has a chance of being saved in a future episode thanks to his positive vote. So these are the competitors who have positive votes protecting them, and the users who no longer can vote to protect somebody else. So unless you're one of those users, you can vote to save somebody with a positive vote. But don't forget to vote for someone to be eliminated in the next episode. Just remember all those positive votes that are still in play. This has been an Ice Queen production.
What's this for now?